Yep. There, now we're live.
Hey, look at that.
Can you hear us now?
Wow, so that whole 5 minutes was like
waste.
watching Charlie Chaplin or whatever, right?
Silent movie. Silent movie.
Let's start that over again. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Welcome to Straight Up Paranormal
And for babies.
and for babies,
Right.
paranormal partners. It helps when you hit the unmute button.
It does. It really does.
I don't know why it did that.
I don't know, but have some more coffee and then you can function and push the buttons.
I know,
And
isn't
then
it?
this is for George and all the colors.
Happy Father's Day, George.
We should probably make sure they can hear us now. Can you guys hear us now? Everybody hear us?
Joey
Thumbs
said,
up. Okay, good. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Papa Joey.
He's always looking out.
Thank you, Papa.
So yeah, we're a very special guest in the studio, Tony and Cherie.
It's a pleasure to be here.
They made a very long trip to come out here, and we really appreciate that. So
Fighting through traffic.
Oh, there's no traffic.
Yeah, traffic wasn't bad.
Just accidents.
Accident
Yeah.
and
Either that or
shut down.
construction.
Always.
Ugh,
Always.
terrible.
Especially 101 going south.
South. Mhm.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Correct.
There's only one lane.
yeah. Well, we live halfway to Tucson, so it's understandable.
That's because we have family in Tucson and we have
Right.
family in Phoenix, so we just have to be in the middle.
Yeah.
That works perfectly.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's get right to it. I want to ask the most important question is how did you guys meet?
Online.
Online, actually.
Fox 10.
Years ago.
Really?
Many years ago. I actually put up a single ad on Fox 10 News. They had a dating site.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
And I completely forgot about it. Forgot I was even there. And all of a sudden, I get this message from,
I message you?
yes.
Really? It's actually for my friend, not for me.
Look what happened.
I know. I end up.
It turned out okay.
So that's how we met. And I took her out. I think we went to the Elephant Bar
Yeah.
Mm.
for a first date to meet. And we just clicked from there. And now been married for 5 years.
Excuse
6.
me.
Sorry.
6 years. Holy
That's
crap.
why you don't ask guys questions about dates.
You want to know what's worse? He remembers everything.
Did you just admit that on air?
Oh, I fully admitted to everybody. I do not remember anything.
If I could ever get her to admit, hey, you know what, you were right, I would be shocked. I would probably not know how to answer. Be like, what?
That's how she's planning on giving you the stroke to get your life insurance.
Absolutely. And
Right.
she always says that life insurance is still up and running, right?
Still good, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time he gets sassy, I'm like, you better up that.
Is it like once a month on the 15th you ask or what?
Right.
What is it?
Every week.
Yep. Still
No.
good, right? Okay. Just
Oh,
making
yeah.
sure.
Right.
But that's how we met. And then we started dating. And then we moved in together. And then we got married. And so that was pretty much how it unfolded.
Yeah.
And you have a daughter or?
With my previous, I have a daughter. Well, actually, I have 3 kids. 29 years old, my eldest son. My daughter, 22, and my youngest is 17.
Yep.
3 girls?
2 boys and 1
Oh,
girl.
okay.
So
Yep.
if you guys
Sorry,
want to
I-
adopt one,
Not as a teenager. I'm good.
She's giving them up. Look at that.
Tony had 2.
The younger ones, maybe, but no. Once they hit 5,
I know,
you
right?
can have them back.
Yes.
Well, God bless you guys. That's for sure. So when you guys met, were you both into paranormal or did you
No.
find it together or?
I was not.
Okay.
I grew up, my father was a physics, chemistry, and physical science teacher. And everything I asked when I was growing up was always scientific based. How, I'd say, how does this work? Why does this happen? Paranormal never fell into that category.
Right.
There was always a reason.
Right.
Mhm.
So, I know that I probably had some paranormal experiences, but I didn't pay any attention to them because it wasn't something that, although my mom's parents really did kind of fall on the paranormal side because they were involved in everything.
Mhm.
But it wasn't until I met Cherie, and she always wanted to, at that time, Ghost Hunters had just come out, a lot of the new paranormal shows. And she's like, you got to watch this. You got to watch this. I couldn't last 3 minutes. I'm like, this is BS. I'm like,
This is garbage.
right.
Yeah,
This
I
is
can't
just,
do
this isn't real. Well, then one Valentine's Day, Cherie said, I want to do something different because we'd always go to the Buttes, hang out by
Yeah.
the pool, drink for the weekend on Valentine's Day.
Which is a beautiful place. I love
It
that
is.
place.
It's
Yeah.
a wonderful place.
Mhm.
She said, I said, okay, you want to do something different? What do you want to do? She said, I want to go ghost hunting.
I want adventure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Something new you've never done.
Exactly, because you go to a hotel, swim, drink, get wasted.
Yeah.
and-
Drag yourself back to the hotel
There you
room.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, gives you headache,
Yeah.
hangover. You know, you want.
It's good for a couple years. Then
Right,
Right,
right.
Yeah.
right. So, I had two choices. I could either go along with it or have her upset with me until next Valentine's Day.
that's a lot of sucking up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I had no clue where to go. I had no clue even if you could go.
Yeah.
I know people were doing investigations, but, didn't pay any attention to it. So I got online and, of course, found Hotel San Carlos.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I booked a weekend and I thought, okay, now we're good. And I thought, wait, no, they're using tools. What are these tools?
What is the stuff?
Right,
yeah.
right.
I
They
can't just
got
show up
equipment.
and like,
She can ask questions, but they've got equipment.
Yeah.
So I bought her a inexpensive
A digital recorder.
digital recorder, EMF meter, night vision camera.
And what I love the most is the mic.
I didn't
He
know,
bought me a mic.
like an interview mic.
Right,
Oh
right.
my
Really?
gosh. Yes, it's so
that's
funny.
a good idea.
Well, it worked, but I had no idea. I mean,
Right.
everyone just takes a digital recorder and just
yeah,
records.
walks around with it.
So she's walking around with this mic, aiming it in different
in the
directions.
area, she's like, you in
Right,
that corner.
right. Speak.
Do you have any questions? Nope. You questions.
So we go back and we watch those today, and it's absolutely hilarious to
Yeah.
us. But that's how it started. I played along. We investigated for 2 nights.
Well,
We-
our first investigation, that first night when I caught something, I asked you, hey, check this out. And he couldn't believe it. And he's like, okay, who is that talking?
I'm like, there's got to be a rational explanation.
Somebody's there,
There's
yeah.
There's
Right.
got to be some explanation that makes sense. Well, just to back up for a second, when we got home, she started reviewing the photographs, the video,
Right.
the audio recordings, and she was calling me over every 3 minutes. Look, what is
Look at
this?
this.
What's
What is
in,
this?
Right.
What
What's in this photo?
Yeah.
Look what's in this video. She actually captured, she was aimed at the mirror, and there is an apparition standing in the mirror. And as she just starts to move the camera, it walks off screen.
Oh wow.
That was my.
And-
That just gives me
First.
goosebumps.
Oh my
that is
gosh.
awesome.
So we froze it, took a picture, and blew it up. And it is a woman in I
Like
don't know, early
early
1920s,
right.
30s,
yeah.
dress, and her hair is up. It
Mhm.
actually kind of looks like Leon Jensen, the one who jumped off the
Mhm.
roof.
Oh,
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But you don't want to put that so you're like,
Oh, for months I was
Yeah.
like, no.
Right.
This can't be. This
Yeah, he
can't be
keep
right.
on reviewing it.
So I tried to debunk everything because I'm
Yeah.
like, this doesn't make any sense. This can't be real.
and especially for your first one.
Oh, right.
Like,
And having a very scientific background, I'm like, this
Right.
this can't be happening. There has
there's a
to be
reason. Yeah.
reasonable explanation. Well, I couldn't find one. So then finally I said to her, we're going back. I want to see.
I'm deproving that. Like, I want to
Right.
see this mirror.
I-
I'm going to like,
Right. I want to find out how this happened.
Right.
So we go back and we get even more.
oh no.
And so
And this
again,
time they asked for your name. They mention your name.
I don't know if it was the second time, but
That-
yeah, that started happening. They
Right.
started calling us by name. We walked in and I said, we're back. And they're like, welcome back, Tony.
Wow.
And I was like,
And you're like,
You're like,
Yeah.
How
what?
do they
Shocked.
know my name?
absolutely shocked. So we kept going back, and because I couldn't debunk it, we kept getting more. And finally I said, we're going to keep doing this, see what else we
until
can
I can figure this out.
do. Well,
Yeah.
how many times we
We
investigate that place?
investigated that place for 50 more
Over
than
50 times.
Wow.
Right.
Wow,
Wow.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So you were hooked. That was
I
it.
was hooked. Absolutely. I was in complete denial for like the first month or two.
Yeah.
And then when we went back and we got more, I'm like, this is crazy. And we kept going and kept going and kept going. And then we started branching out and going to other places that had a reputation of being haunted
Right.
and
Yeah.
seeing what else we could catch. And 11 and a half years later, it hasn't stopped. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, it's
Yeah.
increased.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, do you find yourself, now that you've done it for a long time, do you find yourself still being a skeptic about a lot of things, or?
I'm always skeptic about what's captured, just to make sure that if we show something or we present something, that we truly can't explain it.
Right.
The worst case scenario for me would be to show something, and we've had this happen. We've captured what we thought were growls, and then it
Mhm.
turned out to be somebody's stomach rumbling.
Especially
So
the orbs.
Hold on.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
Darren, did you hear that?
Yeah. It never fails. We always, when we do our investigations, we're always eating right before the investigation. And
Because you're gonna be out there 4 or 5 hours.
We do that too.
there'll be
Yeah.
3 of us. Stomachs are
Right.
just going off like crazy. Like, did you hear that? Oh, damn. It was
That's my
just-
stomach.
And then,
Yeah.
and then as soon as you hear the growl, you hear Darren. Damn it, Darren.
Yeah, so that, we run into that, and then we made a huge mistake. One of our first investigations where we released some evidence, and we actually released a piece of dust. coming
Yeah,
across
that
the
is
camera.
so.
See, orbs are rough, man.
Yeah, it's tough.
But, we didn't know.
And
We
Tony's
were
like,
new.
"Oh my gosh, look at those orbs!" I'm like, "Yeah, look at that."
And especially
And
if you
then
don't know.
Yeah, we post it. I'm
we,
like,
we posted
okay.
people like, that's dust. That's dust. I'm like, no,
Like,
it
how is
can't
that
be.
possible?
It was dust.
Yeah.
It's Arizona. It's dust.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, that sucks when you get
Yeah.
dust and you think of something else. We've had that happen a couple of times.
We've had and we had some really good orbs that I think we didn't post because we were scared that they were, but they were full changing directions.
Mhm.
And it's hard because you don't. I mean, that's just kind of something you keep for yourself. Like
Right.
Yeah.
it's amazing. We got it up at the Doniana when me and Wendy were in that room, and there was these straight orbs fully changing direction, stop and go the other direction. I'm like, yeah, but the windows are open, but
It
Yeah.
could be
but-
bugs also.
And it-
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
like
It takes such little air disturbance to move dust around.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, and
You
that
can
place
literally
is
take your finger and
old dust.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
It's just amazing how some if it is dust, how slow they move. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just like they'll just barely move across the screen. You're like, God,
Yeah,
you
and
would
then
think
they're
dust would
going
be
to
a little
stop
bit.
in the camera or in the screen and
Right.
then flow.
Yeah.
the other way.
It
Yeah.
can be
way.
deceiving. No doubt
It's,
about it.
it's terrible.
Now I know I was watching the Phelps Dodge or Shadow Man down the hallway. That was creepy. That
I
gave me the
know.
chills.
We don't have Phelps anymore.
No,
I
we
know.
lost it. That gave us the creeps. I mean, we've run that place for the last 3.5, 4 years, and
Right.
we've spent more time in there than probably any other place we've ever been.
Every
Yeah.
weekend we're there.
we were
Yeah.
there a couple times a
Mhm.
week, and we had seen shadow figures move as we're investigating, and we've caught a couple on photographs, but we'd run DVR cameras
Yeah.
all night long.
Right.
We'd go back and retrieve them, but we never caught anything. And the funny part about this capture was this was the first time we decided we're going to investigate, but then we're actually going to sleep and see what
Mhm.
We're gonna
happens.
stay here.
We
Yeah.
stayed
Right.
and we went to
Yeah.
bed about 2:30, 3 in the morning.
Mhm. We didn't even know that the building has been sold.
Well, yeah, that's
already.
what I was getting to.
Okay,
You're
sorry.
absolutely right, though. The building actually had sold. We just weren't informed yet.
Right.
Mhm.
And we caught that 6:40, I think, in the morning. We weren't up yet. And we have another DVR that clearly shows us still asleep. And these things on the complete other end of the hallway show up. This thing walks out into the hallway, and it's the strangest shadow figure because it's almost got a 3-dimensional
I saw
presence
that.
to
Yeah,
it.
I saw that.
Yeah.
And it
Oh.
turns and it walks literally off the wall, out of the light,
Mhm.
into the darkest part
Mhm.
of that section of the hallway. It's crazy.
What was weird because at the end of that hallway, is there another hallway that goes that way?
No, it literally is an end, and then there's multiple rooms on each side of the hallway.
Okay.
So it literally went from
One
One
room,
room.
to the other.
To the
and
other
then
room.
Because I saw the sunlight on this side and I thought, okay, maybe somebody was outside walking by there. But then I actually saw the shadow walk down the hallway, like
Yeah.
towards it. I was like, what is
Towards
that?
the camera.
Yeah.
yeah, it walked.
So he was
through-
going from one room up and over and back to the other.
And there's two.
Yeah, there were actually two.
That's crazy.
But that was the second floor. So
Mm.
even if somebody was outside, unless they were 22 feet tall, they wouldn't have affected the
Yeah.
light
Yeah.
coming
Right.
through the window. So
Right.
it was a capture we could not explain.
Yeah, that was
And
Yeah.
nuts.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
That was awesome. I got goosebumps watching. I was like, oh my God. Especially when I saw it walk toward the camera, it's like, that's not a shadow.
Exactly. It's so
Yeah.
That's
creepy.
awesome.
That was
freaky.
that was very cool.
And I said, I'm not gonna go by myself anymore, especially using the ladies' room. No,
Mm-mm.
you have to go
Not
with
peeing by
me.
myself. Sorry, you're gonna stand
No,
right
'cause
there.
You don't even know during the day they can show up.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah,
that's
it doesn't happen just at night.
no.
Right. Oh, yeah.
We've
Yeah.
caught stuff in there 8 in, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
That was when we
right.
were at Doniana the first night. Some stuff happened, but not a whole lot. The next day, we were going and moving some cameras and stuff around. Me and him are in there. Vicky already left. All you hear is. I'm like,
What the heck is that?
yeah. I mean, they just wouldn't shut up. All this talking. You'd hear guys' voices. You'd hear girls' voices. I was
Right.
like, what is happening?
Yeah,
It is 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
We would leave parabolic mics run overnight and
Yeah.
then come get them the next day. And we knew no one was in there because
Yeah.
no one else had keys except
Mhm.
for us and the
Right.
owner.
Yeah.
And we'd get those parabolic mic recordings back and we'd set them up either in the old lounge or the doctor's office.
Mhm.
Complete conversations,
Oh, yeah.
multiple
Yeah.
spirits
Mhm.
communicating. Some of it you could clearly hear, other of
Mhm.
it was kind of
Mhm.
Or
garbled,
whispery garbles.
but conversation and screaming and
Right.
it
Oh,
was
that's awesome.
insane.
That's
Just
crazy.
insane.
That's crazy.
Awesome.
Very active place. That's
Very.
cool. Yeah, Wendy said she likes that place too.
We need to go. I've never been there.
We can now. They sold it.
Oh.
To who?
It hotel development company bought the building and they're gonna redo it, I guess, into a hotel. Don't know what the timing will be or how long, but yeah,
Maybe we can get in there while they're still doing whatever they're doing.
Well, then it'll be a haunted hotel,
we
Yes.
it probably
There
will be
you
a
go.
haunted
Probably.
hotel.
Yeah, they ain't gonna go anywhere.
right?
We
Mhm.
tried to still get permission.
And
in
they said no.
between. They said
Oh, that
Yeah.
sucks.
no, they shut it down.
That sucks.
Such a bummer.
Oh well.
Right.
What do you do? Well, at least you guys have some great evidence in
Yeah.
there, and you had the
Yeah.
opportunity to
We
do
do,
it.
and
So
we're looking for other locations.
Well, and then when they open it back up, maybe we'll all just have to get together and rent the whole floor or something.
There you go.
and
That'd be awesome.
'Cause-
see if they're still there because
Absolutely.
they're not going to go anywhere.
No, that's the one thing he asked me. He saw some of our clips and he freaked out a little bit. And
Yeah.
he said, "Wait, are these still going to be here if we remodel this?"
Of
I said,
course.
"Oh yeah."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, your remodeling is going to stir
gonna
it up
make it
even
worse.
more.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna piss them off
Yeah,
probably.
right.
So
Yeah, you better pre-warn your workers because they might
They'll
be a
be
little
missing
freaked
tools.
out. Yeah, stuff. They'll go reach down and go.
Where'd that go?
I know. It's just sad thinking about it.
yeah, that's it. You know,
It is.
that does suck.
That's our second home.
Yeah,
It was.
Well, that'd be like
Yeah.
if they
they do that
did
with the
some with the
Doniana.
jail.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I think a development company bought the Doniana, and,
Well,
Right.
but they luckily
They
for
bought
us,
the building across the street too, and they ain't done nothing with it yet.
right?
So
luckily,
fingers
it's
crossed.
on hold, so they haven't done anything with it. So we still have the opportunity to go in there and investigate, which is cool. So
That's
hopefully we get in there.
We were hoping for that.
Yeah.
They said, nope.
Yeah.
Well, because she's still there doing the upkeep. That's the only reason why we can get in there.
Right,
Because Vicky's still
right.
in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes sense.
So talk a little bit about Entity Voices. How did that come about?
Entity Voices was formed in 2010, and it started with just Cherie and I,
Yes.
and literally survived with just Cherie and I for, oh my gosh, 2019.
And then we're bringing
2019.
Right.
Then we were down in Tombstone, and we were investigating the Birdcage Theater
Mhm.
when Chris and Audra
Yeah.
were actually at the investigation we were at the Birdcage, and we started talking. Turned out they lived literally down the street from us. They had rented the same haunted bed and breakfast that we were staying at in Tombstone.
Wonder if that's the one you
I think
guys
it's the
stayed
same
at.
one we stayed at. I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
That's
yeah.
a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew.
So we ended up, when we went back, they came down, we started talking, found out they were into the paranormal. And then we told them we were running the Phelps Dodge, and then they came on board and helped us run that, facilitate that. We did tours, we did the overnights, we did
Mhm.
all sorts of things.
Yeah.
But then we had them join the team, and then we started doing our Monday night shows, and then we met
Our
Ron-
second guest, Ron and
Ron and
Lourdes.
Lourdes, who just, a wealth of paranormal information across every team member that's on the team. And, we're all a little different in what we focus on and specialize on, but it really, really is a well-rounded team, and that just makes it fantastic too. So that's basically the history of how it came about. But like I said, for years, it was just Cherie and I, and people always said, well, wait a minute. So you guys go into completely haunted buildings, just the two of you? And I said, all the time. Yeah. All the time.
Which is not bad.
No, there's still two of us. It's better than doing it alone.
Yeah. Like crazy Rebecca goes and stuff all by herself. We'll go and sit in this haunted building all by herself. You're crazy.
The biggest scare is probably not from paranormal, but from other people.
Right. If you're by yourself.
The living are much more dangerous than the dead.
Exactly.
Especially if you're female. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's why you always carry.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, Papa Joey, we don't have Baileys in the coffee.
I don't think we even have. I don't even think we had Baileys.
Are you sure?
True. Could have spiked it. You don't know.
That creamer might have a little.
So when you guys were doing it by yourselves, and obviously you met two other great couples, which Papa Joey and I had the opportunity to meet on Monday, and they were awesome. That was so much fun. That was really cool. But do you notice a special connection being a couple and investigating? Do you guys notice anything versus going with a whole group?
Yeah, we actually, although we were planning in August to get the team together, various locations. We're going out to the East Coast because
there's a lot of requests. Well, how come you guys are not investigating the whole team?
So much out there.
Yeah,
but we do find that when it is just her and I, and definitely because of the connection between us. I mean, there are some huge advantages to investigating, in our case, with my wife, or for her with her husband, because the connection's already, the connection's already there. If there's something wrong, I know if she's feeling uncomfortable, if she's uneasy, I can pick up on that right away. The other advantages is that there's trust issues. That the other person has your back if something does happen. There's been a couple of times, and not many, but Diplomat Hotel, you were freaked out and you said, okay, can we step out for a minute? And of course, I'm going to accommodate that. So those advantages are huge.
Right.
The biggest problem,
if we don't agree to.
If we don't agree, like when we're reviewing evidence, and I'll say, listening to EVPs, and I'll say, Cherie, what do you hear? And I'll have already listened to it multiple times, and I'll hear like 2 syllables, like, regardless of what it says, get out, and I'll be like, Cherie, what do you hear? Tell me what you hear. I'm not going to tell you what I hear. Tell me what you hear. And she's like, it says, let the dog out quickly. Like, what? There's 2 syllables.
It's like it says the popsicles in the fridge.
Right, exactly. I'm like, how are you getting that? And then
you have 2 different hearings.
I agree.
And tones and everything else, because he'll hear a ton more than I do because of his musical stuff. So he hears all these different ranges. Right. I'm the one who hears like, don't turn around. And he's like, yeah, don't turn around because there's a Circle K around the corner and you go to the left. And I'm like,
there is truth to that, though. I mean, everybody's hearing is different. Everybody's ability to hear certain tones or tone pitch, people's hearing can fall off in certain ranges. So I agree that can happen. There's something that can be more pronounced within the EVP, and then there's softer stuff that can follow.
Behind
and at times she's picked up on that I didn't hear it till she said it, and vice versa. So that does happen. That happens all the time.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Now, do you guys, when you get evidence, do just the 2 of you review, or do you send it off to the team to listen to too and say, hey guys, let us know what you think here?
We will do both.
Second opinion.
Because we will verify it against each other. We will verify it against, because we always run more than one recorder so we can see if it's there. Does it sound the same? And then we will verify it what other team members think. What are you hearing? Without letting them know what we think we're hearing, because that's the consistency that gives it some stability in what you're hearing.
Right.
If you're just taking a guess, in fact, we've had fights over what an EVP is saying. She hasn't spoken to me for days because she's like, no, you're wrong. And I'm like,
So this is why
I
we
hold
don't
a grudge.
review evidence together.
Right.
but when that happens, those go in the trash. We don't even use them because
Right.
if her and I can't even
Yeah.
agree, there's not even any point sending
That's
them.
Well,
somebody
you
else.
and your son also disagree with EVPs too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And like I said, then we know those are trash because
Because if you can't
if
clearly
you can't
have,
have agreement on what's being said,
Right.
then
Right.
And
you're
it's- yeah.
guessing.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
That's funny. You guys are the first that actually said that you actually fight over it.
Yeah.
Do.
Some of our worst fights have come from trying to determine what an EVP is. And I seriously, I'm not joking when I said there's been probably 2 days you didn't even speak to me.
I know. Yeah. And it keeps going and going and going.
No, I drop it once we start.
Once you realize that she's not going to talk to you for a week,
Yeah.
it's like, it's
No,
not
And
worth
not
it.
worth
that's
it.
what good also as a husband and wife doing investigation, because you don't take it really personally.
Not at
Right.
all.
With other people,
Yeah, you don't want to fight within the team with each
Yeah.
other because
Right.
somebody's
Right.
feathers will get ruffled.
Exactly.
And
That's a great point because
Yeah.
we can get through disagreements much easier,
Mhm.
or the good stuff much easier. Whereas other people, you run into possible personality differences or
Right.
Right.
anger
Yeah.
differences or whatever the
Yeah.
case may be. But
Yeah.
we never ran into that prior to,
Right.
to just
Right.
two of
That's
us.
good.
Now the other two groups, have you guys done an investigation with all 6 together?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
Okay.
yet. We've done.
We're trying.
Yeah, we've been planning that for quite a while now, but we've done hundreds of investigations with Chris and Audra.
Okay.
Mhm.
We have not had an opportunity with Ron and Lourdes yet, which is why we're going out
Yes, on
August to the
August.
East Coast.
Yeah.
And we're hoping maybe Chris and Audra can show up, but
Right.
we know that
Hopefully.
they got weddings going on, their
Mm.
son's getting married, and timing for them is
Yeah.
Family
is
stuff.
difficult, right? So we understand that, but it'll happen.
Yeah.
Because where are they at?
They're in North Carolina.
North Carolina
Yeah.
Okay.
And
and
Ron and Lourdes.
Jersey, right?
Yeah.
New
They're
Jersey.
from New
Yeah.
Jersey. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be curious. I'll hit you up after you guys do an investigation all together because I'd love to see it. I'd love to see how
Yes.
it all works out because
So would we.
Yeah.
you
we're
guys
so
have
excited.
everybody's got great personalities. You're a
Yeah.
lot of fun to be around. So I
Mhm.
can only imagine what your investigation would be
Yeah.
like. So
Yeah. I'm so excited.
definitely.
Yeah. Well, there's
definitely
such a
wanna know.
set of skills too Ron and Lourdes have unbelievable spirit box
And with
DVR,
ITC
Nice.
too.
the ITC set. Chris has sensitivity skills.
Mhm.
He was also a former police
Oh,
officer.
yeah.
Okay.
So his ability to pick out things that normal people would
And
just
be
overlook,
aware.
right?
Mhm.
Right.
That's
Or
awesome.
notice changes that have happened. I mean,
Mhm.
when we review photographs, he'll be like, "Well, you see this
This
is
was
because-"
moved. Yeah.
I'm like, "What?"
That's cool.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
good to
So
have.
that
That's
helps. Yeah.
He's like, this dust over here is not as thick as this dust over
Right.
here. And at least something was just there.
He does that.
What?
Yeah.
He
He's
does that
really
all
good
the
on that.
time.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
crazy.
yeah. We actually have them. We have both couples scheduled to come on the show. So and it'll be fun. It'll be fun
Awesome.
to see
Yeah.
what everybody's take is on things.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I'm excited about that.
That's
cool.
awesome too, to have 3 groups of couples just to see. I would love to have like all of you go separately as couples together and then
Yeah.
put like all the girls together as one
Yes.
and then all
Right.
the guys and see how it reacts, how they react to you.
Mhm.
Exactly.
That would be
Mhm.
cool.
That'd be
Yeah.
interesting.
That would be super cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I agree.
Especially if you know that there's already stuff wherever you're going.
Yeah. That's true.
So see if they like the boys better, or the girls better.
Yeah.
I think
That'd
they're
be
gonna
cool.
like the girls better.
I think
everybody
you're
always does.
probably right.
It's funny because it seems to be the girls get more
More-
Yeah.
activity,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
that's what we notice.
Well,
Ugh.
you figure, even when you deal with people, women are always a little bit more friendly. They're always a little bit more open.
Mhm.
When
A
you're
little more approachable.
a little more
Right.
approachable. Men are more standoffish. They're more
Well, they're the protector.
exactly.
Mhm.
It's
So
just
you have
in
to
the
stay
nature.
6 feet away. Like
Yeah.
you don't just rush up on people.
Right.
Right.
So male spirits will probably interact with male investigators
Mhm.
without an issue. Female
Aren't.
spirits probably a little more hesitant. They may reach out to females quicker, faster,
Mhm.
feel more comfortable.
Especially if they're kids, you get anybody
Yes,
younger,
yes.
definitely is always going to go to the girl because
Absolutely.
the mother figure kind of thing.
Correct.
right. And that's why the
So-
mothers also are getting the demonic ones because they send in the kid and the mother's like,
Mhm.
oh, the female's like, oh,
it's a
poor little child.
I know.
And the guy's like, whoa.
Yeah, right. Next thing you know, their head's spinning around.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that was when we were at Acadia and we got the figure of the little girl next to Julie on the FLIR camera. And then we had a tall figure.
Oh, that's right.
We always heard the stories that there's a man who watches over the girl.
Oh.
So she would play with the millimeter and she was answering questions. She was making it flicker when we'd answer yes or no questions. And then it just stopped. And then you saw his figure right next to her. And I was like,
awesome.
oh.
Shut her down.
Yeah.
Right then and there, because she was playing, because we had Julie. So she was playing with Julie and they were having a good old time and then just instantly done.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that
and
was
so then we were
crazy.
trying to get him, like, are you the doctor? Because we know there's a doctor there.
Right.
Nothing for me, the one of them after that. You could still see them in a couple pictures afterwards, but then they were just gone.
We ran into that somewhere too. Remember, there was some, I don't know if it was a child. I don't remember who.
We don't even know whether if it's really a child because sometimes, you know.
No, yeah, I'm
That's right.
It's
Yeah.
always
That's right.
anytime a child, you hear a child's
Yeah.
voice, I'm always like, oh, you know, it brings up hesitation. No doubt about
Right.
it. But we had that happen. I can't remember where. But we were speaking to a female, and then some male came in, just shut them down. I think maybe that was San Carlos.
Oh, you are right. I think it's San Carlos.
think it
Yes.
was.
That I think that
That's-
happens.
Have you guys
Quite often.
been to San Carlos?
We have not.
Oh my gosh, you
No.
guys should try it.
Definitely have to check it out.
We
Yeah.
haven't been a whole ton of places. This is new for us still.
Yeah, it's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
San Carlos is an absolute amazing place to investigate. The best part about it, when we did it, we've been there, but they shut everything down.
Yeah.
But we got into the basement, the old ghost lounge.
Oh, that's
They
cool.
they have a penthouse on the roof.
Really?
Oh,
That penthouse is so haunted. It is unbelievable. But
yeah, especially if nobody goes up there.
they
No.
don't.
That's where everybody
They don't.
hangs out.
It's
Yeah.
been empty since
safe.
like 1945.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it's really cool.
In the basement too.
The
is
basement's awesome.
Awesome.
All right, Wendy.
Wendy.
Get that book. Come on.
Let me
Let's do
know.
it.
Let me know what I can do, Wendy. Go get them.
You know, they you know that big mansion that sits up on the hill
Oh, the
as you're driving
castle.
through Tempe. It's like a castle.
yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It starts with a T. I can't remember the name, but I just read something the other day on Facebook that they're now opening it up for tours. It's owned by the city of Phoenix.
Really?
It's like
Yeah.
it's on the top of the 202 kind of thing.
Yep, I know
Right,
exactly
yeah.
what you're
Mhm.
talking about.
Now they're private tours, but I was wondering if we could reach out as paranormal groups and see if they'd
See if
let us
they'd
to
let
get
Can we
in there.
have the
Yeah.
can we have the tour? Like, can we have the whole thing for
Right.
the, you know?
Or they even rent it out for a night to let us.
Yeah.
I mean,
That'd be
I don't know
awesome.
what's
That would
in
be
there,
cool. Yeah.
but that would be cool.
That
Yeah.
would be awesome.
Way
Yeah.
cool.
So I
That'd
saw
be
that the other day. I was like, ooh, we might need to look into that.
Mm, Wendy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That'd be
Wendy,
good.
do that one too. Find out the stuff and I'll call him.
Wendy says she's on it.
Okay.
Very cool.
She is like the investigator, man. She'll be like, here, this is who you need to call. This is okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, she's
Seriously,
got the people.
Yeah, she's on top
She's
of
got
it. That's
those
for sure.
skills for sure.
Awesome.
So
I
I
don't. I
really
give up.
hesitate to ask my next question.
Sure.
Go ahead. yeah.
Because-
You're looking at me.
Which one is
Looks
it?
No,
like
no,
it's
no, no,
mine.
no. I'm just making sure I make eye contact.
Okay.
Which one
You're
is it?
scaring me.
It's the what qualities do you find in each
Mm.
other that are beneficial when it comes to investigating?
As a husband and wife, or
Yeah. So like,
Either-
what
either
benefits
or.
does
I
he
mean,
bring? What
yeah.
benefits?
you go first, Mr.
This always
Rathman.
gets people into trouble.
You
with
can
this question.
say what hinders them too.
Well, Cherie's qualities that I really appreciate is she is patient.
I thought you
as-
were gonna say
No, no,
No, that's what
you're
hinders
not.
you. No, I'm joking.
Right. Not until I push the envelope to the point where she
And it
gets
doesn't say get
angry.
out. Yeah.
But she's super patient. I mean, if I'm planning something or want to go somewhere, she's the most accommodating person to do it.
Oh,
You are. She will put stuff together that I'm not even aware that we're going to do, knowing that she knows I'll enjoy it. When we were in the Philippines, she surprised me with investigating the Diplomat Hotel. And she's like, "Well, we're going to the
that's
Diplomat Hotel." I didn't even know we were going to do that, but she's always thinking, and she's always thinking about me.
yeah, I support his
I mean,
hobby, his
right,
love,
the
his
show that we
passion.
do. Would Cherie probably be doing that if I hadn't started it? Her interest is definitely there and in the paranormal, but I doubt. But has she ever complained? Nope. You know, she's
Sometimes
Monday.
I do.
Well, no, you're always there. Every Monday she's there. She's like, okay, you know, who's our guest? What's the evidence?
Oh, yeah.
So that I can never complain about. She's been wonderful, supportive to this, although you did drag me into it. So I guess.
Yeah, I was saying it kind of
I
was,
know, that's my fault.
was your fault, this
Yeah,
whole
it's-
thing. So you
yeah,
can't complain
and
about
now
anything that happened after it.
He's obsessed and I can't stop him.
No, because
And
you
he-
started it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. Oh my gosh. So now he's into the ITC, whatever you call that. I'm not so,
What
savvy.
is that?
Yeah, the
Instrumental
instru-
transcommunication. So it's basically a spirit box, but technically even doing EVPs is ITC, because ITC is the use of a third party piece of equipment that you don't have control over. So it's not like I can control
What's being
what
said on there.
voices are left or come
Okay.
through.
Right.
The device does that on its own, and ITC says you've got to be able to replay it. You got to be
Mhm.
able to listen to it or play
Okay.
it back. Doing an EVP session technically is ITC, but then we took it a step further into
Right.
building spirit boxes, building ones with static, without
Without static.
static,
Okay.
and everything in between.
Because I don't
Okay.
like the one with static.
So the
No,
ghost portals, that's
not at all.
what that's
Yeah.
what you work with.
Right. Our newest Evox is, or our newest spirit box is called the Evox,
Mhm.
and then we built
That
one last
Is that
year.
the one with the big yellow box?
No.
No.
I want that one so bad.
And then we built another one, the 2.0 version, which is completely silent. There is no noise whatsoever. You won't even know the thing's on
Unless
Mhm.
Tilt does something.
unless they speak.
Yeah.
That's the one that we were looking at Vinny's house, and I want that thing so bad.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
it's-
Wow, I didn't know any other one existed like that.
It might be the same one you're talking about. I have
No,
no,
because
idea.
he built
Oh.
I built it.
Oh,
so
then
yeah, he's
no,
building it. It's not the same. It's not the same one. But it's
we
cool.
can-
It's
yeah,
cool that
we
you
can
have that
talk-
out
yeah,
there.
Yeah,
Is
that's
it
awesome.
app? Like an app?
No,
No,
it's a
it's a-
device.
it's a device. You hook it up to
you hook a
your
speaker
speak-
up to it, and
And
it's
it
got the
goes through
spirit
this
box,
thing, and then you put the spirit box on the other side, and it
and it even has a graph, like a
it
like
shows
a
what's
running
coming
meter.
through.
Yeah,
They're coming through.
we built that in all ours too. In
Yeah.
fact, it'll tell us what hertz or megahertz
Mhm.
the voice
Yeah.
is coming through.
Yeah, it comes through.
It'll tell us I'm drawing a blank at the moment, but there all sorts of different. We ordered the graph from Bulgaria,
Yeah, Bulgaria.
so
That's
it
awesome.
took weeks for that to show
Yeah,
up.
I
but
love
yeah,
those.
it's really cool.
right.
That's cool that you do that. That's really neat.
Yeah.
Now, do you do it for your own hobby? Do you sell them?
No,
No.
we've been asked for the Evox. I don't know how many times, but because the time it would take to produce them to sell is not worth it to us.
Right.
We build one for us to use,
yeah.
research
Yeah.
with, and then we'll improve it as
Yeah.
we go
And
on.
then you can, yeah.
Yeah,
But
keep enhancing
we've,
it.
we've
Yeah.
never sold. We've never sold anything.
No.
Well, if you're waiting
No.
for it to come from Bulgaria, you're like, well, it's gonna be $900. It's gonna
I
take 7
know, it
months to
takes-
get here.
It takes a
and then-
month
then
to
we added
travel.
up. We added up what was actually
Shipping
in the
and-
Evox,
Right.
Yeah.
and I'm like, even to start,
Nobody's
at a
gonna buy
bidding,
this.
I'm like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You're like, this thing is $1,900 for us to make it.
Right.
You can buy it for $25.
Right. Yeah,
They're like, no,
exactly.
we're good.
Yeah.
You take out a loan on it.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can make payments of
Plus the
$29.95.
time of making it.
All the
Oh
time.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
And then getting it just right to where you would feel comfortable giving it to somebody.
Right.
Exactly.
And then that's
Yeah.
the other thing is you want to make sure it's fully functional. And
Yeah.
we'll test devices for
Yeah.
a year or more
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
we
Before you
say it
figure out
works.
what they do 90% of the time. My God, half the stuff we have still. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh look, my Ovilus does this.
Yeah.
right.
Didn't even
That's
know.
the thing we don't have.
Oh,
the
Yeah, that's the
others.
one. That's the one piece.
They're
of equipment
amazing.
We don't
They're
have.
Yeah.
expensive too.
Yeah.
they
I
are
wanted it.
expensive.
What was it? My birthday or Christmas or something?
Yeah.
You bought it for me. Took in the middle of Rona. It took like 8 months to get here.
Oh,
I'm
it's
like, are you
ridiculous.
sure you bought my Ovilus? I don't know if I believe you.
I'm like, here's the receipt. Honestly,
I don't
really
think you really did.
did. And finally, and the day it showed up, it was like a party.
Yeah.
I was so excited. Yeah.
Very cool.
We messed with it. Oh yeah, forever. I still love it. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
My favorite thing.
What model do you have? Do you know?
That
4
is
or 5?
Cute that I know what that
5A?
is.
Is it the 5?
It's the latest model, I
Okay,
think.
It's the
that's
5.
It's the
5.
one
Yeah, I
with the
think it's the
stuff and it
5.
like you can touch the
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 5.
It
The
does
5.
a ton of stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're debating on that one whether
We-
we want to
we've
get
kicked
it
it
or
around,
not.
yeah.
But because
I'll let you play with it and you can decide.
There you go.
Cool.
Shut up,
Very
Wendy.
Yeah.
What did she say?
I don't know, but
Oh.
something dirty was going to come after I said I'll let you play with it. Because
Oh.
I would have said something. so
Probably.
I knew she was thinking it.
But it's got to be rewarding though when you create a piece of equipment and you use it and you actually get evidence on it. It's got to be very self-gratifying, isn't it?
It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
In fact, the last one we built, because people always said, you know, you have two opinions on apps, whether they work or don't work, whether they're toys, whether they're just for fun. And
Whether it's listening to you, whether
Right.
it's, see, that's me.
Right.
I know,
Yeah.
100%.
So
Ugh.
I never had any luck with any app, and
Yeah.
I've tried lots of them.
Mhm.
The only one that we got one response on or set of responses on was the EchoVox.
Yeah.
That one did give us a response because it clearly said my name and a
Mhm.
bunch of other stuff. But I got frustrated because everyone kept saying, oh, you know, try this app. It really works. And I'm like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
So I built my own. So it's an actual box. It runs on fragmented sound bites reversed. So
Huh.
I know exactly what's in the sound bank so that I don't have to second guess an app going, okay, I don't know if they put that in there unless I
Right.
pull the thing apart and look.
Yeah.
So we built our own.
Yeah.
And we hooked up graphs and all sorts of sound changing devices to it. Not devices, but circuitry. And I tested it. And I mean, literally, you've got syllables. There are no words, let alone sentences. And I think one of the questions I asked, and I even held my arm up and said, okay, what color shirt do I have on? And
Gray.
the voice comes through, female voice says, it looks gray. And then what'd she say? You look fine.
You look fine.
Well,
Oh, that is
Bullshit.
such a wife response.
You look fine.
There's no way knowing that I
Such a
don't,
wife response.
Right?
It's fine. It's great. You're fine.
but it was so funny because I know that's not in the sound banks, and that's really what I wanted to test
Mhm.
doing that. And
Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah.
And it's worked
Which is
every
amazing.
time we
yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And I remember you built that the reverse box. He put the number like upside down.
Oh, I did. I mounted the
I'm like, okay.
you can it has something like 100 different sound changing
Like an effect or
Sure.
something.
like
or-
an effect,
yeah.
right? I mounted it upside down. So like if you're on 50, it says 5.
Oh.
Real easy to fix, but I don't think I've even fixed it yet.
No.
It's okay. The only people using it are you. So
Right.
if you
Right,
know
yeah.
how to do it.
You
You're
know
good.
Well,
that
you
is
use it
it.
with Spirit Realm.
I did.
Yeah, you
I
did.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
Okay, it's your turn.
Oh my God. Yes, sir.
No, he had a pretty good answer. So you better come up with something good.
That
too.
was a good answer. Was a
I
good
don't
answer.
have the answer for you. Come on.
You don't know what
What? But well, obviously he benefits because he makes all this
Oh.
cool stuff.
Okay, for Tony.
So, what qualities do you find beneficial in your partner in terms of investigating?
Is there any?
oh,
Ouch.
not anymore.
I don't think he's gonna talk to you for 2 more days.
I know, right?
I
Hey, it's
couldn't
Father's
do
Day.
that.
I gotta say something nice.
lasts
Right.
It lasts like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
you'd forget,
Right.
and then you.
Yeah.
Well, for Tony,
The silence is uncomfortable.
Don't feel bad. I get silence too, probably.
Well,
Yeah, you're like
yeah,
a rock. What
he's-
do you bring?
I don't know.
Well, because I think Tony, not I think, but he's also patient when it comes to when going out,
Mhm.
investigating. He's more on like, honey, don't do this. Come over here. He's more protective.
There you go, protective. Okay.
Yeah, he's
I think that's
very-
what you meant in the first place, because I'm not patient at all. You know that. I have no patience. I don't have time for patience. I just-
Yeah, well, because mostly you said that. I don't want to bash you out, but okay, well, give me something nice.
Do you?
What?
So
Because when we're investigating, here's the thing though, that's why sometimes I get so exhausted when we do investigate, because we have tons of equipment.
Mhm.
So I don't want him doing it alone.
Yeah.
Carrying all those heavy bags
Right.
are so, exhausting already.
Oh yeah.
Helping him out, like setting up all
Cameras and
the
wires
cameras, the
and-
wires. I'm short, and those wires are so heavy.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
honey, do this. Honey, do that. Honey, do this.
Let me tell you the last
Carrie-
time.
Carrie,
we
Like my legs are
investigated-
this long,
I have a
and these cords are big.
exactly. The cameras are big and heavy. I'm like, honey, do this, honey, do that, honey, do this, honey, do this. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Okay.
So the last time we spent the night at the Phelps Dodge and knew we were going there to investigate, she invites guests. So she's entertaining the guests, which I understand. She had guests. It is now 10 o'clock at night. I'm
love
still
to
setting up.
entertain people.
I'm still
I'm
setting up wires,
people.
DVR
Right.
cameras, and finally she comes over. She goes, "You need help?"
Hey, baby, that's
I'm
only
done.
one time,
No, I
but
know.
we're talking about in general. When we
She's
do
a huge. She's a huge help. She always does help, and that's very appreciative. So,
And he's so sometimes he get frustrated if he can't do it right away. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I can't do both. I can't.
I know.
Well, why are you guys looking?
I'm not like that.
I wonder if I know how that feels.
I get
like-
so involved in the investigation, and I'm literally, my head's just spinning on, okay, where am I putting this? What am I doing with this? And I have it all
Pre-planning
planned out in my head.
everything.
And I always got to remember that she
We don't
have
see
my
that.
thoughts.
We don't
Right.
see that. There's
Right.
not a screen that it just goes and you're like, oh, this is where you want it to go.
Right.
Okay.
So it'd probably help if I said, okay, what do you think about putting this here so that at least she knows what
Not
I'm
even
thinking?
what do you think?
'Cause all of a
It's
sudden
gonna
she's
sit
like-
here and the cord's gonna go down. Okay, I can do that. I'll just
And then
do that.
so setting up, it takes a lot of time to
It
set
does.
up.
Mm,
Yeah.
oh,
Doing
so much time.
investigating,
Putting
oh
the
my gosh,
cords
it's just-
down, putting
Right. The
Yeah.
before and after, that is what very,
It's draining.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's what was really good about being at the jail that we were there 2 nights is the first night we set everything up. Okay, this
Yeah.
is where, so we had the whole night, the day we even left all the cords and everything down too. So we could move them after the first night, but it was just, it's
Yeah.
just so much.
Yeah, because we
you're
have,
already exhausted. When
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Do,
Yeah.
it,
exactly. Yeah, because we use network cameras, so I made up 300-foot
Cords and-
spools of Cat 5
Mhm.
and trying to string that up and down the stairs and do that for what do we have, 8 cameras or whatever it was.
Yes.
That's a
Yeah.
lot.
And 3
Yes.
stories.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of stair walking. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
Yeah, I
Right.
get it.
We do.
Lot of stairs.
So I think that'd be a good quality for him, though, is that his passion for doing this is a good quality.
Yes,
He's
and
very passionate
I
about it.
support him with his passion,
Mhm.
and I like 100% support him. But sometimes, if this is your passion, yeah, go for it, honey, and just don't drag me.
I'm tired. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But you drug him into
You're right.
it.
You
though.
Yeah.
I
started-
know, it's my fault.
See, so
But
you can just go, babe, I'm tired. I know it's my fault.
I know. So I don't want him to do it alone, but yeah, it's
She's been
That's
extremely
awesome.
accommodating, though. I mean, we've done
the-
so many things
right.
that I mean, I give
And we
her-
don't get paid doing this. It's
Right,
because of
exactly.
your
Yeah,
passion,
yeah.
you
it's passion.
Oh, yeah.
but-
you spend a lot of money
Mm-hmm.
traveling, equipments, buying all this equipment. It's
Yeah.
so expensive. So I'm
Yes, it
like,
is.
sometimes I told Tony, I want to be out. I don't want to do it anymore because,
It
plus,
does take a lot of our free time.
Mhm.
yeah, with the kids, we have kids. We want to
Yeah.
focus on
But,
kids.
but that's what I
sometimes.
told her, though, or that's what I was saying before about her being unbelievably accommodating, because you have been, and
Yeah.
for 11 years you have.
And that's why we brought our kids with us. So, because they love traveling also.
There you
So
go.
during the day, we enjoy family.
Yeah.
And
Right,
During
right.
at night, then it's
Then you guys, yeah, then it's
ours.
adult
Yep.
time.
Right.
No,
so,
that's cool. That's awesome
Yeah.
that you can do that.
Yeah. So
We started investigating with the kids. Oh my God, what was Dylan?
when Dylan
8.
9 or somewhere around that.
Which was probably too young,
Yeah.
but he
To throw them into that.
Yeah, but he is a wealth of knowledge. I mean, he's 14 now,
He's 14
and
now.
he was on the Spirit Realm Network with Rick McCollum,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
and he
loves
does
it.
really well. Yeah, and your daughter's good at it too.
Well, and I think,
Yeah.
especially because kids are already like Rebecca's son. If you're, I mean, we're born with that, and our brains are that open when we're that young. And I think it's pushed down for so long. So if you leave it open, I think they have a lot better chance than when you're older, like we were, starting later, trying to reopen those gates instead of just leaving them there. So, I mean, yes, it could be terrifying depending on who you approach. Yeah. But it's also kind of nice because you get to leave those barriers open in your brain.
Right.
So
that's why I'm happy that we have 2 more couples for investigations. So I'm not the only one helping you, baby.
Yeah, but thing too, eventually your kids can do it.
Right.
And then they just bring mom and dad the evidence.
Oh my God. That's free labor.
Hey, mama. Hey, can you do this? So everything, it's all on me.
Well, the other
that's called being a mother. I'm sorry.
I know, that's why I don't. Yeah, sometimes it's not fun anymore to do investigation because you're the mother, you're
the wife,
you're everything.
She does a lot. I will never disagree with that.
Yeah,
which is why I said you've been extremely.
Thank you.
Making.
I'm sorry, I don't have anything.
Since it is your fault, so
yeah, on Father's Day. Thanks, honey. I'm just kidding.
Happy Father's Day.
Oh, yeah, I think you did though. I think you did talk about his passion for doing it, and I mean that does bring a lot to an investigation.
Well,
it does.
And honestly, you started this with hey, let's do it, and he's turned it into everything you have now.
And I didn't even realize that this is gonna be his love.
That this was his.
It sucks you in.
It does.
It really does.
It absolutely does. It's been 11 and a half years. And if I get a good EVP, that excitement level is still there. Like, oh my, listen to you got to hear this.
And he's so serious about it. Like, oh my God, can you chill?
You're like, yes, I heard it. It says, go get the milk.
I
know. It said your shirt was fine. It's fine.
Yeah, but when you see, we've always had that question, what happens after you die? Everybody's always had that question. When you get involved with stuff like this now, you start to think, am I getting closer to the answer? Yeah. I think, and that's what drives you. That's what sucks you in. It's like, I want to find out. I want to know.
There's one instance that you opened the box, you tried to turn on the box and your son was there, and the spirit says something about your health. And that's what it draws him to be more doing some research about the spirits. Remember that when we were in the garage and Dylan says, Daddy, I don't want you to die. Remember that?
I do vaguely, but I'm not pinpointing it. I do remember something like that.
You need to stop smoking.
Oh, yes, I do remember that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you stop smoking?
For a little while.
And then you start doing that box to enhance it. And I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah, because they were telling me how to enhance it too. And when I heard that, I was like,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sorry.
You're absolutely right, though. And for every question you think you may have found an answer to, what pushes you even further is that there's 100 more questions to that
behind
answer
that.
you got.
Yes.
So it's never ending, and you just can keep chasing it. It's like a dog chasing its tail, and it can just go in circles.
Well, and honestly, if we found some intelligent and we asked, is there something after death? And they said yes, then you're like, where? What do you do? Where do you go? Where do you go? What does it look like? Is your friends there? Is your dogs there? Like,
that's why we're here, to search and find the
answers, right? Exactly.
But
I don't think we're ever really going to find
the
answers.
Not till you probably
till we're over there.
By the time you won't probably be able to
do anything
give
about
those answers back. But the point is that you're getting an answer from something that's not in front of you, and that to me is the most interesting thing.
Yeah.
But the fascination for EVPs and ITCs came from the fact that from the very first recording device, a single wire recorder, which Tibetan monks were using to record chants, they captured EVPs.
Right.
Every recording device since that time, whether it be an analog recorder, whether it be a digital recorder or the old phonograph turn, which looked like a record that actually recorded, all captured EVPs. But we don't know anything more than the fact that they can be, there's theories about how it's transmitted. But the other cool thing about EVPs is that you get so much information above and beyond just what was said. You can tell whether it's male or female. You can tell whether it's
Yep.
a child. You can tell if there's an accent or a dialect within the speech.
Whether it's a different language.
What language it is, right? So and then you can put that all on top of what they actually said to the question. So it's just fascinating to us.
I often wonder, how it's always said that we only use 7% of our brain, something like that, a very low percentage of brain. I wonder if the answers, like the EVPs and everything we get, are just a part of what we're able to process in our brain. If our brain was opened with a higher percentage, would we actually see those answers? You know what I mean? Because it's how we interpret what we see, but we're blocked by only that certain percentage. If our brains were open more, I wonder if the answers would be right there. It's right there in front of us. We just can't see it.
Well, I'm sure the brain can do so many more things than we're aware of. I mean, what we've found through researching EVPs is that, one of the things is, okay, how are they hearing us? How are they responding? Well, theory is that the response comes through electromagnetically and goes right to the device and leaves the voice. But how many times have I asked, how do you hear me? And they literally responded directly. But they've actually answered my question prior to me even finishing what I'm asking. So that tells me they're not hearing me from my vocal cords. They're hearing me from the mental energy that's coming out.
Pre-thinking it to say it.
Right. That's interesting.
Well, and then you look at people who see colors and all this other stuff and auras, and is that just another part that they got to keep that 0.001% more of their brain than we did? I mean, I think all these abilities and everything that everybody has is just another little piece that stayed open up, or
it's just energy interacting. That's what it is, really. I mean,
but you being able to see it and interpret it and being aware of it.
Right.
So
agree.
Yeah.
Different parts of the brain, baby.
Yes.
I do have a good
Vinny.
Oh, I forgot 11. Thanks, Vin.
Where'd my
it's about time.
My mouse go? Some use much less than that.
Ain't that the truth?
There is some truth to that, yes.
In our cognitive state, we only hear it in that dimension. I believe the digital record expands dimensions. I would agree with that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh, we got Pam and Vinny on.
Yep.
Okay, so I do have a question for you. Has investigating helped or hurt your relationship outside of investigating, other than when you're listening to EVPs? Because we already heard that hurt.
It doesn't always.
Sometimes it does.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I would say it's definitely helped. I mean, having gone through those experiences together, there's been some terrifying moments. And it's definitely bonded us.
Yeah.
And then we've had some amazing moments where the communication and the interaction we've gotten to us directly, definitely bonds the relationship that we've established within speaking with spirits. So I think it's definitely been a plus.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
That's cool. So would you recommend to really anybody out there who maybe don't investigate with their partners, maybe give it a shot? Maybe.
Well, I think it's, for me, I think it's better if you're a couple. It's nice to investigate with couples because you guys know each other, personality rather than other people you don't even know. Sometimes you guys disagree and you'll hurt their feelings, but with husband and wife or couple, that doesn't, you're not going to take it personally.
You can tell them be quiet. It doesn't say go get the milk.
Exactly.
Then you just go home and argue about it.
But still, you guys don't.
It's no feathers are ruffled. No,
right.
No
that
long
is
term effects.
Yes,
right.
But I guess it would depend on the couple. I mean, if they both have an interest in it, absolutely do it together because that'll strengthen the relationship. It strengthens the paranormal experiences that can be captured. If they don't, if one likes it and one doesn't,
don't do it.
Then I probably wouldn't do it because
there's always going to be that
you get that backlash where they feel like one person is doing what they really want to do and the other one's just kind of playing along, which I kind of heard or say a little bit.
Yeah, because you like investigation. I like to do my craft things, so something like that.
So you're gonna have to start crafting more, is what I heard.
I do. I ask him, "Hey, can you help me with this?"
You're gonna have to start helping.
I can do that.
If you want her to carry wires, you're gonna have to start helping.
I guess so.
It's that trade-off,
Yeah,
Don't make me do any weird like
glitter thing or something.
If you got knitting needles or something, I'm not coming around.
I can see Tony crochet, and I can see.
I told you I'm gonna make you a hat with,
Bunny ears or something.
blings.
Oh,
Bunny
No
ears.
bling. She says that all the time.
Boing.
I'm like, can you make me a new EVPI hat? She's like, sure.
With
Do
glitter.
you want it to sparkle? I'm like, no. I want a black hat with white letters. I don't want it to
I don't want it to sparkle.
Well, you can
Just a
make
little bit of
the
sparkle.
sparkly stuff for the females. I mean, for
Yeah,
fashion
you can
shows,
make
right?
paint hats for the. See,
She does do that, but she'll say to me, she goes, you don't want it to glitter? I'm like, no. No, I don't. Not even
you
one
should
glitter.
let her make you one, and then just. I already have one, honey. I don't need another one.
That's funny. That's awesome.
Excuse me.
Are we out of time already? Crap.
Oh my goodness, we are.
The hour went by
Wow.
quick.
Good.
Hey.
I do have one more question I'm curious about, because I know a couple of our previous guests had brought this up. Do you guys ever get flack for investigating as a couple? Like, has anybody ever said to you, "Oh, you guys are making up the evidence, or you're faking it"? Because has that ever happened to you guys?
Not, yes, it has. Not in
Well-
regards to us being a couple, though.
Okay.
Just you guys being the only two there.
Well, not so much that.
Some
It's just-
people that doesn't agree with.
you've got a range of from one end of the spectrum to the other in the audience. You can show a piece of dust going by a screen and people will be like, orb.
Right.
So, and then you've got people on the other end of the spectrum that Bigfoot could hand them their car keys and they still
be like,
wouldn't
"Thanks,
believe
sir."
Bigfoot exists.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the problem. So the best way that we handle that is, I mean, first of all, anybody who knows us knows that we will only show what we've captured and can't explain.
Right.
Mhm.
And that is all we ever claim when we show stuff, is that here's what we've captured. We cannot explain how this occurred. What they do with it or
Yeah.
what they think of it after that is up to them.
Right.
It,
All right.
it is not our job to convince them,
convince.
nor
Or
will
make
we
you
ever try.
Yeah, think
Right.
yeah.
If their opinion is, I don't believe that, I'm fine
No,
with that.
That's their opinion.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Right.
It-
They
it's
don't have to.
pointless if you fake something. It's pointless to
Yeah.
do
Right.
this.
You're not going
You're-
to find answers. If you're the type of person that will fake something and
Yeah.
put it out as legit evidence,
Yeah.
you're wasting your time, because
Yeah.
what's the point? If you want likes or just trying to get people's attention, there's a
Attention.
million other things you could
That
do
you
to
can
do
do.
that
Right.
without trying to disturb a
Yeah.
paranormal community that's actually trying to find answers.
Yeah.
And we would never do that.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
that simple.
And it's the
Yeah.
same thing, like I think I've said probably 100 times, and I'm going to keep saying it, is I know we at least feel this way. I'm sure you guys do too.
Mhm.
We don't go out there for you. We don't
Right.
go out
Exactly.
there for them. We don't go out for anybody else. We go out there for us,
Right.
to get answers.
Exactly.
This is what we found.
Mhm.
I don't
Yep.
care what you think or feel.
Exactly.
This
Right.
is what I can't explain.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
Yes.
we investigated for I don't know how many years,
Mhm.
5 or 6, before we ever put anything out online. And Cherie says, you have terabytes of captures.
Stuff.
What are you going to do with them?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And she goes, don't you want to share some of these? I'm like, well,
Yeah.
we're not doing it for
Them.
them.
Yeah.
We're
Like
doing it
we
for
did this for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And she said, yeah, but there's some really good stuff here.
Yeah.
So that's when I finally went, okay,
Okay.
we'll post them.
Yeah.
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 Well, I commend you guys for doing that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys really do get some good evidence. I mean,
Yeah.
We try.
I'm going to have to watch
We
that
tried.
shadow thing. I've
it's,
never
Yeah,
seen
I'm
it.
telling you, it'll
That's
give you the
awesome.
creeps.
It's
It is
cool.
freaking awesome.
So I think that's the way of those spirits saying goodbye to us.
And
for-
that's very possible.
Yeah.
They may have
Because that was
known
the
we
morning
weren't
and they
coming
knew
back-
you were, yeah.
coming
yeah.
back.
After that, that day, a couple days, we went there.
But there was one more investigation with Longhorn Paranormal
Right.
that hasn't been released yet.
Yeah.
And she had never seen
With
a
my
shadow
own
figure with her
eyes.
own eyes.
Right.
And this, we caught it on the DVR. But that night, and that was the last
Oh
night
my
we've
God,
ever
it
stepped foot in that
freaks
place.
me.
Yeah.
It literally walked across the hallway 10, 15 feet in front of her, scared the crap out
Oh
of her.
my God.
I heard her screaming
I
like
was
crazy.
shaking. I thought I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
pass out.
That's
So
crazy.
I grabbed the cameraman like,
Oh,
oh my God, what the
And he's
Seriously.
trying not to pass out
And-
himself.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this shadow figure tall, and then from right to like cross the other
Hallway.
room in the hallway.
Oh,
So he's like walking like this.
like
Wow.
like a worker where he's got to go
Yeah, I'm
someplace
like-
to go.
I freaked out. I'm
Oh.
like,
I've never heard her scream like that.
yes.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
That's
and I think
that's
that is
crazy.
the way of, hey, this is the last time
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Bye,
show
guys. Yeah.
myself, you know.
That's sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's sad. It really is.
It was actually heartbreaking
Yeah.
just to lose that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because
It took you-
especially because you were there so much.
And we had a connection to
Yeah.
the spirits
Right.
that were there too. In fact, one of them followed us all the way to the Philippines.
Yeah.
Cherie's asking
Oh,
questions
my
in various
goodness.
language, trying to communicate with the spirits in
Yeah.
this building. And we hear Michael's voice come on, and because Cherie said, "Can or spirits, will you talk with us?" And then we heard
Michael
Michael's
goes,
voice
"Yep."
from the hospital said, "I can help."
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's the same voice.
Same voice.
And you're like,
Same
Michael, you
voice.
better come back home with me, just so you know.
Right. Well, he did. He
Yeah.
was back at the hospital after that, but he did that to Chris and Audra in Tombstone. He
That's
followed
cool.
I
them.
remember you were talking about that.
it
Yeah.
was
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Really cool.
That is crazy.
As long as
I-
you have a connection with
Yeah.
spirits
Yeah.
too.
Well, I
Well,
think the more you go, the more they know you. Just like us at Gila County, like
Well, they know Vinny. Yeah, as soon
They-
as Vinny
they know
walks
Vinny
in, they
all
say
the
his
time.
name, and
Yeah.
then, yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah. And then at the train station, we were. I was only there 2 times. The
Yeah.
first time we just went to go see it because it was the
In-
first time we were there.
In Globe?
In Globe,
In Globe,
yeah.
it's
yeah.
the train station up there.
Train
and the
depot.
second time we did a tour through there, and I just randomly had the spirit box going, and it was all the girls. It was all the girls that came up with some
Mhm.
girls thing through work or something, and kept saying my name.
Right.
Keith
Yeah.
walks in the door and it says my name, and he's like, "Did that just say your
Said-
name?"
said your
like
name.
like 5 times ago. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I got a lot to say today.
That's the
Right.
coolest feeling
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know, for the jail, I keep telling Vinny I want to do a stay over one night
Yeah.
because I think it'd be a lot of fun. And I swear there's a shadow figure.
In December.
I never see, I'm not the type
Didn't
that
see
sees
anything.
things. I had hardly ever seen anything, but I know
Me too.
I was looking
You
down
didn't
this
ever see
cell
anything.
block and I swear I saw a shadow come out from behind the pole. I kept peeking
They were
out from
peeking.
behind the pole.
He was peeking
And
on
I'm
you.
like, God, I want to catch that.
Yeah.
Because you start doubting yourself. You start going, is it my eyes? Is it
Yeah.
the lighting? Am I seeing things? Is it a
Exactly.
tree? You know,
Yeah. Well, because there's like the bushes and stuff behind it.
Right, but it
and
wasn't.
the windows right behind it. But this was there's
it was
bars.
closer.
Yeah, there's bars, there's a pole, and then there's bars again.
Right.
Okay.
And it was in between those two because you could see the front bars in front of him, but you couldn't see the ones behind him. So
right.
you're like,
Yeah.
that just happened.
Didn't we capture an arm or something come out of the cell
with Carrie.
with Carrie when we were investigating
I
the
think
jail?
so,
I
yeah,
think we
that
did.
place
Yeah.
is.
We had a
cool.
shadow arm come out of
But that's what they would
bars,
do.
and
That's
then it
yeah.
went
That's
back
cool.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
And at that end where we see the
Yeah,
shadow figure,
I love that
Just
place.
talking about it.
I always go by, I have the ghost tube and it's got like the EMF meter built into the ghost tube. And I also have K2. There's one section of bar.
Mm-hmm.
It happens every time where it peaks that thing to the
That could be where the
max.
arm
Right.
is.
Yeah.
That very well could have
'Cause-
been. I think we were on
Yeah.
the second floor where we were.
That was on the first floor.
First
floor. No,
when
we-
we were doing the EVP session, we were sitting
that was
down on
first
the
floor.
Yeah.
I've gone up and down the bars to see,
And it's
maybe
not-
it's electrical. It's at one spot. As soon as I hit that one spot, it just
I know
peaks.
exactly
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
you're talking
Yeah.
about.
That's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's awesome.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, Joey said he saw it too. I really would love to get that on camera or something one of these days.
I don't know why.
Mm.
Yeah, and to catch it just validifies all the work you've
Yeah.
done and be
Yep.
able to go, okay, yeah, we've got something that can't
Yeah.
be explained.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
If we stay, I want to hang out in that one cell.
Yeah.
I hate that cell, but
I
I,
know you
want to
do.
go in that.
Now, do you guys still scared when doing investigation?
I not scared, but I get rushed up on a lot.
Okay, I do.
They like to screw with me. They mess with my hair a lot. I get a lot of like these.
Yes.
I get a lot of tugs
yeah.
along the arms all the time. They like to mess with me.
I always walk next to Tony. I'm like, I can't be by
Yeah.
myself.
They do like to mess with you
Yeah.
too, though. The Oxbow Saloon,
Yeah,
they
that
messed
is-
with you big time.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Diplomat, and then there was one other one.
The worst thing is the one with oxbow saloon because they're poking me.
Yeah,
I'm
she
like,
literally felt like she was getting
Seriously?
yeah,
Wow.
stuck.
Like fingers?
twice. Yeah. It's and you got slapped over there too.
I
You
got-
almost fell on the stairs.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got Cherie's doing an EVP session. We had people filming her doing an EVP, and I was
Sometimes
standing
I ask
next to the
question back.
Yeah, just
next to the cameraman,
Standing there.
and Cherie says, "If there's any spirits in here, can you slap one of the guys?"
Well, of course. She's not going to say slap me.
Right.
Come on
She
now.
said, you slap one of the guys, and all of a sudden I got hit on the arm, and
like,
literally it pushed me into the cameraman,
Yes,
and
I'm
then
so
I stumbled forward, and I'm like, "What the?"
You're like, can you not do that again? That'd be
And
great.
I did that twice. The very first time also when we were at the La Posada, I said that use my husband's
Vinny.
energy. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Vinny says they never mess with my hair. Wait, I'm bald.
Wait,
They don't mess with Joey's hair either.
Which hair though? What part of the hair?
But I'm done.
Oh, that's funny. Don't necessarily
Oh.
get scared, but I've had too many things really affect me, so I don't want to be alone if I can.
Mhm.
I can't stop. It's
Especially when you
overpowering
get goosed in Tombstone, huh, Wendy?
me.
Oh yeah, she was sitting straight, had her ass grabbed.
Really?
Jumped.
Wow.
She was like, "What
Yeah.
the hell?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, last
That
time
was
we were
great.
at the Doniana, Joey had a great idea, and we did like isolation where we all picked an area of the jail.
Yeah.
We went in, we had cameras in those areas, and we all, I think it was like 30 minutes we
Mhm.
spent in there.
Mhm.
And that was the one time I was legitimately felt creeped out when I was sitting in the room by myself.
Finally, because you never do.
It was just a weird feeling. It was just,
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
ever.
And when you can feel the environment change,
Mhm.
the energy change,
Uh-huh.
and you know something's
Because you can
around,
feel something come up on you.
right. That can be a very intimidating feeling,
Right.
especially if you don't know what's going to, and you never know what's
No.
going to
Yeah.
happen with the paranormal, but absolutely. But we've also found that when you're willing to take that risk
And
be
open yourself
alone,
up. Yep.
interaction usually increases because they're not as intimidated. How many times have
Because
we
it's just
told,
you.
right? How many times have we heard on EVPs them say too many people?
Too many
stuff, yeah.
They just
You
won't
can.
interact.
Well,
Right.
and, I mean, you get that. Think about anywhere you've ever been.
Mhm.
If you're gonna go there, and there's two of you, let's say there's two spirits. Go back to grade school. Are you gonna walk up to a table full of 10 people
Right.
that you don't know with stuff
Mhm.
you've never seen?
right.
Right.
Because we're going in with equipment, we're going in with stuff like
Yeah.
we don't know
Great
what time these people were alive.
Right.
Like,
Right.
True.
is this witchcraft? Is this who knows what
Yes.
this is? I'm not going to come up to you over there. I'm going to stand back and watch.
Right.
Exactly.
But the more you come, so like the jail, the more you come, they're like, oh, we know what that is. It's not going to hurt us. Even if you bring other people, I know you, because you'll go sit out at a table with 10 other
Mhm.
people if you know one other person.
True.
Because
Yeah.
I know you, I know I'm safe.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I absolutely get that. So you can go with the big groups if you're willing to take the time and go 20 times.
Right.
Sure.
So they get to know you. They know who you are. They know what you're bringing.
Mhm.
That's an excellent point.
So-
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Funny, Joey says there was a shadow figure in that room. Is that the room where the child was supposed to be, Joey? Because I think that was the room I did my isolation in, and that it did kind of creep me out being in that room. So
That was the room. No, me and Wendy kept seeing stuff in that very back because there was like 4 rooms in that one
Yeah,
room
yeah,
that went into
yeah.
that very back room was the one that kept. That's why we had the ball out there.
yeah,
Because that's the one room that I swear to God, I kept seeing something like 2 feet tall and it was just rush across like a 2-year-old running across the floor,
yeah.
run right across.
Wow.
That's why we put the camera in there and we couldn't get anything. And that's where we always heard footsteps. That's where Vicky told us. So have you guys ever been there to the Doniana
In New
No.
Mexico.
in New
Las
Mexico?
No,
Cruces.
we have not
Okay.
been there.
So it's 3 stories. This one's on the 3rd story and it's, so she
Second.
was second story.
Second floor.
So
yeah.
she was telling me that for Halloween or something, they did some Halloween thing.
Oh,
The
that's
next
right.
day they came in and it was after everybody was gone and they had cameras out. There was footsteps.
Mhm.
It was
Footprints in the
but it
dust.
wasn't
Wow.
normal footprints.
Yeah.
It was regular footprints and then it had 3 really long toes. So it was like a really long bird, kind of like it had a normal
Okay.
footprint and then really long toes. And it walked all the way from that room, all the way out, down and around into the courtroom and back, but it came back through a different doors because that's
Yeah.
where it came into the room that me and Wendy sat in, back through there and then back into that kid's room.
Wow.
Oh
And as soon as she
my
told me that, and I was like,
God.
why would you tell me that now? I have to go sit in this room later. Why would you tell me that?
You could have told me that after.
Yeah,
Right?
tell me that
when
after
I'm
the fact.
leaving. Don't tell me that now. And so it's all I'm looking for is I'm looking at the floor. I'm like, this dust is going to move.
It's such a cool place. It really is. And I
So
gotta hope they
cool.
don't turn it into a hotel because that'd be another
Right.
sad thing,
What-
you know.
What's the biggest nearest town to where that location?
Well, it's in Las Cruces.
It's Las
Oh, Las
Cruces.
Cruces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not really
So-
very big.
It's decent
Eh.
size. But it's just sad. I just love old buildings like that.
It's
I
so
just
the
think they're
building itself
incredible.
was
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that sucks about living in Arizona is because
Yeah.
We tear down everything.
everything's new and
We
will-
That's
tear
what-
they will
everything
tear it down in
down.
a heartbeat and build something
God.
brand new. Which I
There's-
guess if you're not into history and you're not into the
Yeah.
paranormal, that probably doesn't affect most people. But to
Yeah.
me, that's just
You're just
devastating.
killing history.
Well, it's all about
Like, why
money.
would
It's
you
all about
do
money.
that?
They don't care. They don't care about
Well,
history.
It's
I
not
mean,
only like, old building, even new buildings. It could be with
You can,
activities,
but you've got better chances of something with some history
Yeah.
to it because it's accumulated that history. So
yes, we do have to bring up the Paracon.
Yep.
So the
we are
Las
gonna
Cruces
be at the
Paracon, we're going to be
Donniana,
there. Yep.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
And that's
doing the investigation.
October
and then
2nd and 3rd, right?
Yep.
Is that?
Oh.
Doing the VIP session through there.
very
Love that
cool.
jail. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's going to
That's
be
awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. It'll be really neat.
Yep. Much better here than in NJ, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Well, Vinny, that's why you came out here.
And then we've got the week after that is the Vulture City Paracon,
I'm excited about
which we're
that
going to go to too. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Vulture.
It's a
City?
busy week.
Jay and Marie.
Jay and Marie. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, Jamboree.
Okay.
Yep.
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 So you guys gonna be there?
Yeah.
Yep. We have we have your guys' Parapalooza the weekend before.
Right.
Then we go to Las Cruces.
Right.
Then we go to Vulture City. Then I'm gonna die. I'm
No.
tired just thinking about it.
I'm sure we'll be at Vulture City as well.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, we're friends with most
right
of the people
there.
that are coming out
And
there.
for you guys, it's right there.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's not far at
It's
all.
what, 40 minutes?
If that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
right
there.
there. Because it's like an hour, just under 2
For-
hours for us.
For you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're very close.
Yeah,
We're
you're
like
right
40,
there.
45
That's
minutes.
like
less than
Vinny.
an
Vinny's
hour.
right there.
Yeah, he's right there. Yeah,
You should just stay
exactly.
at Vinny's house.
We could do that. Vinny, you got an extra room?
Vinny.
We need to investigate together too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
we
go do something
should.
together.
We
Absolutely.
That'd be a lot of
Absolutely.
What?
Are we going to
looking at
Arcadia?
that? Acadia. Acadia is next week.
Same thing.
Next weekend.
Yeah.
You guys ever been there? Acadia Ranch in Oracle.
No.
That's really cool too. It's a
Where
neat
is
place.
That was
It's just outside of Tucson.
my first oh crap moment, other than the jail when he tried to feel me up. But that was my SLS footage that we didn't get to.
Yeah, we
didn't-
didn't get to
We didn't
show
get to
that.
send it to
no.
you guys because it was one of the ones that I was so excited. I'm like, you should send them that. Like that was so awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool.
It's 30 minutes of me in a room with something.
Really?
hmm
Wow. That
Yep,
was
and it was sitting on
Yeah,
a
that
stool.
would be-
Like it's amazing.
Well, even the
I'll show
one
you when we're
Rebecca
done.
got the same night
Yeah,
when that thing was sitting in
Waving-
the chair and when she asked it
waved
to
at
wave
her.
and you see the hand go up and it waves.
waved
It was
at her
really
in the
cool.
chair, and
That's
that's when we
cool.
were like, we better get our. What are we doing? We better get ready.
We better get
should
our shit
bring them
together.
back again for our next
Oh, absolutely.
Show.
To go over evidence? Absolutely.
yes.
You know, if we weren't going to California next weekend, but we are.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, we go up there a
all
lot.
the time.
Yeah, we go up there
Cool.
quite a bit. So yeah,
Cool. Yeah,
Definitely.
we'll definitely have to check that out.
Yeah,
That'd
that
be
place
fun.
is
it's a
awesome.
cool
That'd be fun.
place. It was an old tuberculosis hospital.
Yeah,
Wasn't
back
it
in
a
the day.
hotel originally built as a hotel?
I think
Something or a house or something, and then it got switched to a tuberculosis hospital
Then it
when
became
everybody was.
Then it became a post office.
Yeah, then it was a
and-
post office, and then it
Oh
was like a
my
lawyer's
God.
office
It's
or
a
something.
cool building.
But
It's
it is
such a cool building.
I have to bring my scrubs. I have to bring my scrubs.
Yeah, I know. For the nurse.
Yeah, because the nurses, I've had so much interaction when I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
guys, I'm
Yeah.
here to
That's
take
what
care of
the,
you. And you go and you stand next to the hospital bed, okay, and you act like you're going to take their vitals. You act like you're counting their respirations, and you can feel like as soon as you put your hand over the bed, you can feel the cold come over the bed. It's so cool.
Wow.
That's
It's a cool
Audra.
place.
Yeah.
Audra does
It's
that
so
too.
cool.
Audra showed up in the old
Yeah, with
Phelps
the
scrubs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm like, I need to take my scrubs. I need to take my
Right.
stethoscope. Like, let's
Yep.
Yeah,
play
because
this
they
up.
see that.
Yeah.
It's
So they're
better.
like, oh, okay, you're gonna come take care of me. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, we have to do that. Maybe we'll do that Saturday. Wendy, what do you think?
I think you should.
I'm gonna bring my scrubs. I'm gonna have to not
Sorry, I
forget.
pulled the comments off.
Wendy, I'm bringing my scrubs.
See, we can stay at Vinny's. That works.
Yay! Boarding house. Yep. I don't know if I want to stay anywhere near that front bathroom though, Ben. Thanks.
All right. Well, we went a half an hour over, but it was awesome
Couldn't help
anyway.
it.
It was great.
Thank
It
you
was
so
great.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was really a pleasure having you guys, and
Yeah.
I'm so glad we met. I mean,
Me too.
seriously.
Me too. What
You
a,
guys are right here.
Exactly.
What an awesome studio. I mean, this thing's just phenomenal. I'm gonna have to go home and start making some cheese. And she
sorry.
knows I'll
Oh.
do it too.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
now
so
we're gonna-
sorry.
now we're gonna get in trouble for that.
You can stay here.
I know.
So hey, if you guys are looking for any equipment, I can't talk today. Go check out Ghost Hunters Outlet for all your equipment needs. Vinny got some new lights in he was advertising. We got
Those
to
are
see them.
awesome. We
Those
got
are
to
really
mess
cool.
with them.
Yeah.
So good.
They're so light. They're so
That's cool.
yeah.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
really
Well,
cool.
there's the one we were looking at runs off 9 volts. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is brilliant.
It was really
Yeah.
cool. I'm anxious to get a couple and try them out.
Me
So
too. I still have to get my
it's hard
need to order some
because
stuff from Benny
it's hard to find IR lights anywhere, you know.
It
But-
is.
that
It
don't
is.
die after 30 seconds
Or
because
break.
the battery died.
Right, or-
We have 3
or
of them
break.
that you
Yeah.
have to charge. They're good for 10 minutes and then they're done.
Your
So
house,
this,
yeah.
I can change the battery out. I'll buy a
Yeah.
whole ton of them. I'll buy rechargeable ones.
Yep.
I don't even care.
Right.
That's awesome.
And then be sure to go check out Entity Voices Paranormal Investigation. Go show them some love, subscribe, like, share, do all that fun stuff. They
All
got
that good
really
stuff.
awesome evidence. Go check out the Phelps evidence because that was
With
that
the,
Yes.
oh, I
still-
gotta do that.
yeah, you got to
I
check that
think
out.
I might share that because I got to see that myself.
That was
It's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Man,
Then we got on Tuesdays, we got Truth About Beer and with Papa Joey and myself.
coming up on 2 years.
Yep, Tuesday is our anniversary show, so please check it out. We're gonna have another special guest on the show,
Mhm.
not in person, but
Somebody
yeah.
y'all might know.
yep. So we're gonna review our top 10 favorite episodes, and surprisingly, Papa Joey and I have very similar.
Really?
Yeah, we have very similar.
Please don't tell me the one that I hate is on there too. For
I'm
him.
not saying anything.
I can't believe y'all like that one. It's terrible.
If you guys are looking for some new books to read, go check out my dad's site, By Host of Books. He interviews up and coming authors and reviews their books, and he's got some books out there too. He's getting ready to release another paranormal book, so
I'm very excited about that
Yep.
one.
so go check that out. And then I can't believe I'm eating donuts, but I just started. I just
didn't
started
eat one
another
yet?
channel.
You
Not
didn't
not
eat
yet.
one.
So I'm holding on my calories. I started another channel, kind of talking about my fitness journey, called Highway to Your Health. So go check that out if you get an opportunity. And yeah,
There you
That's
go.
it.
that's it. That's a wrap. Happy Father's Day to everybody
Happy
again.
Father's Day.
Appreciate
And for
everybody who
Baby
jumped
Father's
on.
Day,
Yeah, for Baby Father's Day as well. Yep. So until 2 weeks.
2 Sundays.
Yep. We're gonna have I don't remember who's on in 2 weeks. I have to look it
I'm
up.
not in
but
charge of
it's one of
scheduling,
your
so I don't
couples
know.
that are on. So I think Ron's the one after that.
Yeah, I think it's Chris
So
Audra.
I think it is Chris and Audra.
Chris
Chris and
So-
Audra.
There you go.
That's gonna be fun. Shame on me for not knowing that. I feel bad now.
Hey, at least I'm not in charge of it, so it's not me screwing it up.
True.
I
Good point.
honestly don't know.
Good point.
I told you, I'm like, do I need to get anybody? And you're like, nope, we're good. I said, okay, thanks.
But now, thanks to you guys, now we're booked out
I
a couple
know.
months now, so that's
There you
good.
go.
That's awesome. So, but thanks again, honestly, guys. Thanks for coming. You guys are
Absolutely.
awesome, and
Absolutely.
look
Thank you for
forward
making the
to.
drive.
Yeah,
Not a problem.
we're gonna have you on Truth About Beer also
All right.
coming up soon,
Very cool.
and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So
Good
one,
stuff.
Great.
one big happy paranormal family.
You got it.
So-
You
Our
got it.
family keeps expanding.
It does. It really does.
Goodness
which is
gracious.
awesome. So
I'm
until next
excited.
time, guys, enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you.
Bye.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.